Hey guys, my name is Mike. I'm obviously not from US. I'm living in Canada, but originally I'm from Czech Republic, which is a small country in Europe. And since I'm living in Canada, of course, the US election kind of are gonna affect my life as well. And watching all of these debates, like last one, I watched the debate between JD Vance and Tim, the Kamala's guy. I'm sorry, I don't remember the last name. Yeah. So what I want to talk about is topic of abortions. I feel like U.S. citizens are putting too too much power into this topic or into this subject, and I feel like the U.S. citizens fail to see the bigger picture. Yes, you're trying to take the women's right for abortion. You present it as you're trying to protect women's health, right? But however, if you look at the statistics, less than 5% of abortions are due to health issues, health complications for the baby, for the mom. In those 5%, you have victims of rape as well. So, what it means is that the rest 95% of the women that go for abortion do that because of either financial situation, they're in the relationship they don't want to be with, which I kind of find irresponsible, right? Like nowadays, everyone's educated about protection, right? So if you get pregnant, of course, there's still some chance of getting pregnant, but most it's gonna be just being irresponsible. And yeah, it's not what I want to talk about. Like, of course, you can educate yourself on that. You can improve the education in the US to include this. Maybe some contraceptions or whatever, give it for free, or just educate kids, pretty much, right? But what I want to talk about and what I feel like US citizens should talk about, and I feel like JD Vance is aware of it, which made me really happy to hear that. You need to make having kids more affordable. Like, you need to support the young families. Of course, President Trump and even Kamala are talking about inflation, right? But it's not about just fighting with inflation. It's also how to support young families so the women don't feel like they don't have other option than just to kill the baby off. And I know I just triggered probably people who see this video, which is gonna be like 2 3 people, whatever, right? Yes, you're killing the babies. We're talking about the women right, but what about the baby's right? What about the baby that's growing inside of the woman? I believe that once they have a heartbeat, like it should not be allowed to have abortion, and the baby have a heartbeat about 9 to 10 weeks into pregnancy, according to Google. So yeah, hopefully Google's right. But yeah, like once you can hear the heartbeat, like you're just killing another human being. Before that, I still don't agree with abortion, but it's kind of, I agree that it might be kind of gray territory. But yeah, once you have heartbeat, like who's protecting the baby? We're talking about women's right and women's health, but what about the baby's health? And yeah, you can argue with that the baby is dependent on the mother, but even when the baby is born, it's dependent on the parents, right? Financial support, health support. The parents are here to protect the baby, to educate it, like all of it. Like what's really the difference? First 9 months versus next 18 years. And I feel like the baby should be protected even during those first 9 months. Of course, you have some freaky situations like rape. The baby will be born with like bad quality of life due to health issues. And yeah, in that case, like you should be able to negotiate about it, but do whatever's best for the baby and not just for the mother. And like I said, if you want to argue if the baby's not really like it, depends on the mom. Those next 18 years, like, are you able to just give up the baby or to kill it off? It's dependent on you. Without you, the baby would probably die unless the government or US would take care of it, which they can do once the baby is born as well, right? So yeah, like, I just think people are missing the two most important points, and one is that it's very hard to afford a baby nowadays in Canada, and I believe in the US it's even worse. So that should be the point you're gonna focus on this election. Not about the band-aid, like, yeah, let's kill off the baby because I'm not able to afford it, but on the disease. Like, yeah, I'm not able to afford it, so let's do something about that rather than killing innocent life, killing our future. Because yes, the babies, the kids are our future. And if you put money in education, if you put money in supporting the families, you're gonna have the new generation of leaders, new generation of people who will change this world, who will make this world better. If you don't put money in there, you're gonna have a worse future. You're gonna have a people who don't care, people who are addicted, people who, like, the world's gonna go to hell, and it's going that way. Like, you really need to invest into the future, and that means into the kids, into the young families, and all of this. And yeah, like I said, that's the disease, the inflation, the not being able to afford a kids, not having good education, like all of that stuff. Like, abortion's just the band-aid, man. And like I said, like, the babies should have right to live as well. Like, I'm father of twin boys, so of course I'm biased about abortions. But my wife actually had a good question. She's watching these debates as well, and she asked me if there was a chance that her giving birth is gonna go sideways and she might not survive, would I agree with abortion? And yeah, like, we both agreed that it would not be an option. And like, she's a great mom, so I'm not surprised she said it. But yeah, like, that's, yeah, abortion's just the band-aid, and it's just last resort, which should not be allowed. Like, you can compare it to having parents or grandparents in the nursing home, like, or, well, most of the time you're not even able to afford a nursing home, so you're taking care of the parents or grandparents, right? Should you be able to just kill them off because they depend on you? They wouldn't probably have good quality of life without you, wouldn't live without you. Should you be able to kill them off? Of course not. So why are you able to kill off the little unborn babies? Like, yeah, like I said, I'm biased, and I think you should really look into the bigger picture and try to solve that. Why do women go for abortion? Like, solve that. Don't try to make it legal or illegal. And even, like I said, I don't think it should be allowed. But if you solve the bigger picture, the number of abortions will go down for sure. So yeah, I just think you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. And the same thing, like, I don't know how it is in the US with maternity leave. I know in Canada it's ridiculous. You have 1 year of maternity leave, and you can take up to 2 years, but you're still gonna get the same amount of money as you were on the maternity leave for 1 year. Like, the kids need their mothers home for longer than 1 or 2 years. Like, in Europe, in Czech Republic, we have maternity leave for 3 years, which I think it's great, because after that you can send the kids to preschool, they're gonna socialize, they're gonna educate, all of that, right? But like, what can you do if your babies are 1 year? Like, that's not gonna do anything good. And if the mother decides to be stay-at-home mom, then you have extra financial stress on the whole family, on the father in the future. That's gonna be health complications on the father as well, right? Because yeah, like we have to stress not only about our kids being safe, healthy, well, not just kids but the whole family, right? But also about the financial situation. So that's extra stress that the government's putting on us. And yeah, so I hope you guys will think a little bit deeper about this, and maybe you agree with me or no, but it's about the affordability of having a new family. That's my opinion, and should not be about abortion. So yeah, well, see you next time, I guess.